Hello, I'm James, and the game for tonight is Mask of the Rose. And while we're loading, let me just show off something that I put together since last time. Right about now, you should be seeing my technical issues card. So now we have something to do while we wait for things to load. Which we are now done with. So, let's start by recalling the past. I reach for another memory out of that jumbled grab bag. There are things I sometimes remember from that night that cannot have happened. Impossible things. If I concentrate, I can recall. I glimpsed something in a bit of mirror. In a mirror, I saw something that wasn't my reflection. A Mongolian woman. She sat at a desk in a flooding place, and the milky water had come level with her knee. She wrote in haste. Her hands were gory with ink stained and dimmed to the firebirds embroidered on her sleeve. A glimpse of me goaded her. The ink bottle set, blue-black, bloomed in the floodwater. Well, that was interesting. Someone from the fourth city. No idea who. And Yes, those of you who don't play Fallen London, I do apologize for dropping lore hints like that. But now, let's head outside. It's a good morning. Yes, last time we talked to the devils about the census. This time we can discuss theories of ministry misbehavior with Virginia. We can do one with Phoebe. Actually, let's do that. The badge will eliminate any expectation of a social visit, at any rate. Satisfied with this? Are you here to see me, then? I don't receive visitors as a rule. But perhaps they won't take official notice. It's not as if I entertain much. The Ministry of Accounting and Recounting have asked me to work on the census. Phoebe shows no enthusiasm for the ministry. What should I put down about your romantic attachments? For the census, that is. I'm not married. It's not easy when you're in service. The household might not like you having gentlemen colleagues. Silence falls. Have a good morning. I should take myself off. I shake my head to clear it. The ruminations are gone. All is as it was. There's time to run another errand today. Let's check in on Virginia. Virginia claims to have no interest in the rules of London society, but she will likely still take offense if I turn up shabbily dressed. Actually, let's not check in on her because of that. A sailor's top is not exactly well dressed. Let's drop off at the census. Ministry offices are tucked up snugly under that unexplained and very un-English tower. Badge, social visit, etc., etc. Satisfied with this? Greece has already shown me once how to visit the ministry. Nonetheless, this time I want to make sure I visit while she is also there. So I invite myself to accompany her when she walks to work. We require more stories for the bazaar. Our catalog is too small. Too small? Far too small. We have all the romantic accounts from the census. Too short, too similar. A person is married, then widowed. A person in love was rejected and married another. Where is the scrutiny in such an account? They are English, Mr. Pages. When they wish to scream, they say that they were quite put out. Besides, if you want more colorful stories, there are the novels. London's novels have been disappointing. I can assist with this. Let me make the necessary introductions. I know where to find the Landows. A visit to Rachel Landau will produce more of what Greece is looking for. New goal. Help Greece ask Rachel Landau for writing work. Do you have anything more? Let's do the pages one at a time, see if there's anything interesting about them. Mr. Pages pays. And it puts the census page in a stack of others, much like it. Weighs the stack down with a paperweight. If I look too hard at the paperweight, my eyes sting. This one is of interest, beneficent, lacking absurdity. Okay, I think that means has a family, does not have a wife. I don't have a filing index for that combination. I will designate a sigil and a suitable ink. The colors on the last sigil burned my eyes. Do you have anything more? The trick is not to look at the back of the penny at all. Look through the sheets of the form in its usual way. It doesn't find much to interest it in the account of Rachel's romantic life. It is much more intrigued by her employment. Ah, the authoress. We must hope she is proliferant. Do you have anything more? I can take my penny without flinching under its stare. It seems he cares for his sister more than for any other. Nonetheless, his affections are prolific. There's some promise in that. I have got used to the transaction now. There are 7 forms thus far. This should be commemorated. Greece has suggested that the agents of the ministry should appear respectable. Moreover, that black is a respectable color of clothing. I have obtained an article. It was not made with Mr. Vales's wares. I hope this will not give offense. Mr. Vales should not be given the measure of you. A black coat, suitable for funeral processions and the attendance of graves. Wearing it makes me more conscious of grim truths, but also better able to lend comfort. This one is not a citizen of London. He will come from points west, and is not capable of love. Grease reaches for the pages, frowning. It should be filed among honey and roses. Then, suddenly, it stops and throws the sheaf on its desk. She is known to us. She is not from the 5th city at all, nor even the 1st. Hell exchanged its leaders late in the 4th city. We are otherwise occupied. We are unfamiliar with the newcomers. We surmise she is ambitious or in exilement. Grease reaches for the pages, frowning. The descendants of Caduceus are fluid consistent. Not all of their tales are worthy to tell. This form merits 2 pennies. She seems a very small person, more like a dog. What a horrid thing to say. You would not agree? No! You do not think she is smaller than yourself? That's not. I will not replicate this statement in the future. Thank you, I suppose. That is enough of my official duties for the moment. It is time for you to depart. I render my thanks and good wishes to all parties and bow myself out. The hallways outside are hushed, except that if I listen closely, there is a sound like something walking with an uneven gait. Its shoes, or perhaps its toenails, click on a polished floor. By now, Horatio will be wondering where I am. Okay, let's take off the hat. Switch to the corsage. And put on the black coat. Yes, that'll do. Eat up, Archie. Aren't you always warning us about lack of nutrition? Ah, I'm sorry, Horatia. You've cooked it as well as anyone could do. No need to tell me that. What are you brooding on, then? I was thinking on my mother. If she thinks I was killed, it'll be terrible for her art. Someone else is probably on the surface, worried sick about their mother in London. Someone that maybe you're helping here. Archie gives my hand a squeeze. Say I get out of this hole in the ground at last and all the way back up to Glasgow and find she's passed out of grief before I get there? Positively Greek. I've told you before, you should ask priests to help you. Ask me for what? I've told you before, I can't set off the masters. They can't be doing little favours here and there and everywhere. Do you know how many people live in London? No, my duck, I don't. Neither do you either, or you wouldn't need this census. My mother begged me not to come all the way to London. She said I could study just as well in Glasgow. Well, if I had to go away, then no further than Edinburgh. There's plenty of physicians there training. It was me that chose to put the distance. I embrace Archie. Archie touches my hand. There is a brief lull in the conversation. I chew diligently. We finish eating. And I think this is a good time for a water break. And back just as it finished. So, let's review the day. It is day 263. You have 7 pages, 7 pennies, no pages. Day 261. Archie showed less reserve than usual. I impressed pages by handing in my 7th census form. I finished taking the census with Phoebe. I tried to make Phoebe respect the minister's badge, but I don't think it worked. Okay, that's everyone. Stories are pages desperate, pages unknowable, pages tyrannical, and pages undecided. Day 264. 9 days remain in the season of confessions. Another morning, another newspaper. The headlines today read, Ferret's Menace Eradication seeks reliable employees unafraid of rats. If I am not too occupied otherwise, I can always ask my friends and acquaintances whether there's anything they need from me. They may have some additional tasks for me. Dun, dun, dun. Recall the past. Reach for another memory out of that jumbled grab bag. There are things I sometimes remember from that night that cannot have happened. If I concentrate, I can recall. Constable Harjeet checked on us that night. That day, when the sky had gone red, even though it wasn't yet time for sunset, Harjeet knocked on the servant's door. He was carrying a lantern. All well in this house? Any wounded? Any missing? Any dead? Anyone bunking with you that didn't live here yesterday? Miss Rachel, the answered, of course. No, that's not right. Or, hang on, did I answer? I must have said something. Can I help? Do you need someone else to check on the houses with you? Thank you, but no. There are other constables on the street. I suppose he meant the one he'd seen die, among others. We have a few provisions if you need food. It looks like it will be a long night. I can't stay, but thank you. It's kind of you to offer. here's the stories we have. Everything except pages, motive, and action is locked. Yeah, that's one we already have. Okay, now that we've got something to wear, we can check up on Virginia. But first, okay, let's see here. No new routes this time. Let's start by introducing Grease to Rachel. I consider what a landau would make of my current garb. I should change. We're on sort of official business. The coat looks sober, and the ministry badge looks official. The hat brings a touch of grimy authority. The badge will eliminate any expectation of a social visit at any rate. Satisfied with this? Miss Landau, may I introduce my friend, Miss Griselda? Grease. She heard about your writing and asked for an introduction. Oh, do you read my book, Grease? I never read novels. I have more pressing demands of my time. Then I don't understand why you've come. Oh, always ask Rachel Landau for writing work. Greece has an avid reader in need of supply. We thought they might particularly appreciate more gifts. How kind of you. My employer would like to pay you to produce stories more quickly. My hands only go so fast. We could provide a secretary, supplies. I'm not sure what a person in your situation might need. I can see that. Did you own those trousers before the fall? I bought them afterward. They're well tailored for second-hand goods. You didn't do that yourself, I think. If you have menial household duties you need to set aside, we could hire. I can afford my own seamstress. I thank you. We stray from the point of our meeting, Miss Landau. What consumes your working time? Attending social events, until something inspires a return to my desk. Some muses inspire, mine exasperates. But those activities produce what? A list of incidents, alphabetical, to be included in coming chapters? Characters. Today, Govinda in her brother's cast-off, superfine trousers. She's tried to discard her society accent, but she wears gold links in her cuffs. I didn't come to be a literary model. If you want me to write more, it's the best thing you could have done. London's circulating libraries and magazines hold tales by the thousand. Your masters commandeer whatever they wish. I don't understand your difficulty. You're not the only one to ask such questions. Your intentions are hard to read. We've bought books by the wheelbarrow, new and old. Our reader, and there is one particular reader, has rejected everything Pages has brought to him. We will pay for every chapter on the love of Neath Llewellyn Montrose. My compatriot George will help you. If you can tell me what you require. I need a plot about how my heroine recovers from her betrothal to someone left behind on the surface. Just the skeleton of how it happens. I can do the rest. If you could contrive a way for her to end the business, that would be very welcome. All of my thoughts have proven insipid. Help Rachel plot her next story. We only want the tales and the needs, heart's blood. I accept, if that only means seeking an extra payment for work I already do. I promise nothing. You've allowed us to provide a certain incentive. After Rachel sees us out, we have a thoughtful walk home. Breeze is silent with her thoughts for a good part of it. If she had any time for politics, what a politician she would make. Though of course they'd never swear her in. But imagine her speeches. She is an extraordinary person. If I may ask, do you have feelings for Rachel? There's nothing to tell, I believe. If she should say anything about her feelings, please tell me. I just have time for another errand today. Okay, we can now build a novel plot. Construct a plot for Rachel to get her heroine out of a ruined engagement. Okay, let's start with the spoilt beauty had lost her betrothed in the fall of London. He was believed to be traveling in France. The spoilt beauty had begun to fear she would never see him again. Meanwhile, the bohemian gentleman somehow came to her social circle. The bohemian gentleman did something to the spoilt beauty. The spoilt beauty did something in response. Civil servant. The doctor. Constable. Landlady. I. The housekeeper. The authoress. The scheming rival. Spoilt Beauty could not bear to think of him still enjoying the sunlight and perhaps the tenderness of French ladies while she languished in the Neve. He was believed to be traveling in France, but he was as inaccessible as if he had died. The spoilt beauty had lost her brilliant alliance, and yet society expected her not to accept any other suitor out of faithful devotion. The position was intolerable. New novel plot crafted. Neathborn. The spoilt beauty had lost her betrothed in the fall of London. He was thought to be in France. There was no hope of reunion. The spoilt beauty had lost her brilliant alliance, and yet society expected her not to accept any other suitor out of faithful devotion. The position was intolerable. Meanwhile, the scheming rival was accustomed to life at sea, but no voyages were currently sailing. She had found a clean and decent place to stay, neither too near nor too far from the docks. A scheming rival gave the spoilt beauty jewelry of twisted brass that only burned a little to wear. The spoilt beauty could hardly refuse. The experience leaves the spoilt beauty troubled by most peculiar nightmares. A scheming rival regrets nothing. Okay, that's odd. Something has popped up over here. Okay. Okay, let's go with this one. Or, no, let's do this one. Spoiled beauty had lost her betrothed in the fall of London. He was thought to be in France. There was no hope of reunion. Spoiled beauty had lost her brilliant alliance, and yet society expected her not to accept any other suitor out of faithful devotion. A position who was intolerable. A scheming rival saw the opportunity to pursue her long-standing love for the spoiled beauty. A scheming rival composed a poem titled "To the Girl with Impossible Hair." The spoiled beauty received the poem in the intended spirit, keeping it by her bedside and reading it frequently. The experience leaves the spoiled beauty troubled by most peculiar nightmares. A scheming rival regrets nothing. Sounds good. And now, let's head to the townhouse. Discuss some theories of ministry misbehavior with Virginia. Let's change. Since we're not on official business, let's go with the corsage. The hat is fine. And this is the most respectable outfit we have. I consider what impression this will make on Virginia. According to the clerk, had an appointment with me. No appointment was on the schedule this morning. I knew you would be at leisure to see me. I never do seem to encounter any dignitaries here when I visit, either from hell or from London society. Virginia does not snort. A person of her bearing could never be said to snort. The sound is the same, though. What do you think Mr. Page's intends for London? Much the same thing that the masters intended for the previous 4 cities. They will manage poorly, and in the end the city will be destroyed. Though perhaps not for a few centuries. And they will not know how to get what they want from her. Sooner or later, a 6th city will fall. I intend to absent myself before them. I'm not certain what you're talking about. It is not yet chosen, I imagine. The masters have not tired of their current toy. There are still a few fragments of the last city buried under London. An unseemly pit, inhabited mainly by rubbery men, these squint-faced creatures. You may be able to discover it by smell, unless human olfaction is as weak as your other capacities. New goal: learn about the origin of tentacled creatures below. For a moment, nobody says anything. I suppose you must have met with Mr. Pages and visited the ministry. While you were there, did you happen to see any of its maps and charts? There is a territorial matter in some dispute. Maps? Those are forbidden now. For you, the laws apply to you. The masters apply no such rules to themselves. How about this, then? Did you chance to see a piece of stone with writing on it? Writing that, perhaps, made your eyes water and your hair prickle, as though your scalp were about to catch fire? I did see that, yes, on Mr. Page's desk. Magnificent! How large was it, would you say? Did it appear too hot to touch? Did the air ripple? Would you say that it was well guarded? Are there any mirrors in the room where it is kept? Did any other masters supervise it, or only Mr. Pages? I answer a few of her questions, but there are so many. Some are so strange. It is many minutes before we're done with the topic. I do not think I have told her everything she wants to know, but it's more than she expected from me. Goal complete. Look for a peculiar paperweight in Page's office. Hell rewards service rendered. Wait here. She goes to the cupboard and produces an ingot of brass. When I touch it, I draw back in surprise. It's not so warm that it burns, but it's not comfortable to hold for long, bare fingers. There is a law above that all things must grow cold in time. This is Hell's reply. Is it getting hotter? No, but it will never go cold either. Horatio will get use out of this. What is the nature of your work here? I am establishing official connections between my country and this place. So you are an ambassador to London? Not at the moment. I contemplate Virginia. I shake my head to clear it. The ruminations are gone. All is as it was. We have reached the end of my time. At least you don't say whatever you're thinking. Make most of London. But dishonesty is not alluring in itself, so pray don't feel I will pine for you in your absence. Shake my head to clear it. The ruminations are gone. All is as it was. It is almost time to eat. Pages. Maybe meant to exploit London. Okay, no hat. That'll do. Reverend Withernick, a pleasure to see you. Are you well? In tolerable health, I'm glad to say, Mrs. Chapman. And you? I think I am not acquainted with all of your lodgers. I go by George. Theophilus Withernick. It is a Yorkshire name. In the times before, I wouldn't have been so bold to speak to a stranger. Down here, seems like any human companionship is welcome. If you've come about blankets, I've already brought everything I had spare. No, this is on a more serious matter. Just after morning prayer, I was approached by a woman, and not for the first time. She was a Deviless. She had yellow eyes, and her touch burned like fire. She did not try to hide what she was. Did she have anything to hide? Maybe she did not think that her illness would be taken as a sign that she'd come from hell. My dear woman, she asked for my soul. She asked for my very soul. Is it possible you misheard? Perhaps she was a cobbler concerned with your footwear. Or perhaps she had mistaken you for a fishmonger. There were contextual indications, George, that she intended neither of those things. Maybe hell is here, in the depths of the earth. A strange notion, considering how cold it is here. If a Deviless visits you, you must refuse her anything she asks. It does not sound as though she was offering much of an inducement. Not yet. She asked me what I most needed. I fear the consequence. Beware of those yellow-eyed creatures. Grant them nothing they ask. St. Albans Protomartyr. St. Alban was the first English martyr, a point of considerable pride to the local vicar, as the church of our parish. I chew diligently. We finish eating. Let's review the day. Today we talked to Breeze. Day 264, Confessions. I believe I irritated Breeze. Rachel. Finish taking the census with her. Virginia. Finish taking the census with her. New person, Theophilus. "265 days since the fall. 8 days remain in confessions." Another morning, another newspaper. This morning's lies open on the table. River through London, no longer to be known by its former name. Londoners warned of strange creatures emerging from waters. If I am not too occupied otherwise, I can always ask my friends and acquaintances whether there's anything they need from me. They may have some additional tasks for me. Okay, let's take a look at a story for Paige. A story about pages for Archie. Since we now have a new motive. Mr. Pages wanted to drain London of her wealth and resources. It took some action, but I am unsure what. I need to ask someone about this. Typical Londoner posed no challenges and asked no questions. And while I'm at it, let's see if this motive shows up over here. No, looks like it doesn't. And while I'm at it, Theophilus is called the ineffectual vicar. Looks like the story is changed based on the principal actors. So, Theophilus is haunted. Or, wait. Okay, what just happened? Yeah, it's not the principles that are in change it. So, okay, it looks like the specifics of the gifts are linked to the characters. Write what you know. Okay, so some characters have specific titles. Costly and alarming. Silver goblets, heavy and empty. And of course not. Okay, let's recall the past. See what the new options are. another memory. If I concentrate, I can recall Archie and Harjeet had a conversation about something. I think I remember Archie talking to Harjeet. I'm not sure whether it was right when Harjeet arrived, though. It might have been later. Something about laudanum dosages. What to do if Harjeet found someone who was on the verge of dying, in a lot of pain. That memory is hazy, as if I heard it from another room, or was half asleep at the time. I couldn't swear to it. There was something else, too, that I haven't thought of until now. Just the flicker of an exchange. How old would your wife be then? Only the size and gender change the dose. Ah. You don't recall? No, I haven't forgotten anything. Ah, the doctor are near tired. There's no need to be shy. And George is sleeping by the look of it. Well, the person in question is a gentleman. In his 30s, a military man, near my own height. Oh, not your wife, then. It's a comfort to you. I've made a friendship or two of that persuasion myself. Only of recent months. They went away then. Archie showing Harjeet how to measure various medicines for a large military gentleman. Okay, and I think I will call it for tonight. I have been James, although that may change. The game has been Mask of the Rose. That is less likely to change. After all, identity is strange in the Neath, but the title is not.